Hey guys! So today we're going to be looking at the 10 best ways to explore close to home. The 10 things I'm about to go over are the best examples of ways that I was able to still explore and have fun and enjoy the area around me, especially when I was in one location for an extended period of time. So without further ado, number 1. The best but most expensive way to feed your travel bug is to take long weekends or day trips. Now, while this is the most expensive option, it is the option that gives you the most room because you can travel pretty far away. If you have a weekend trip, you can go 3-4 hours away, drive up on a Friday, spend the weekend there, drive back on a Sunday night. And while it is a little tiring for those of you that have really long work weeks, it is still something that really does feed the travel bug and allows you to visit different areas that are close to home but may not be like your home at all. So if you're going to a different location, especially if it's more of a populated area, city center, or somewhere that has a lot of events going on, you can choose a concert, a festival, a museum tour, a con that might be going on. Theme parks, fairs, special events are all things that are fun to go to that allow you to explore an area that is different than what you may normally experience. If you don't have the time to drive very far away, day trips are another option. Or maybe if you only have a couple of hours, you can do just driving around. For example, one of the things I would do is if I had a little bit of extra time, but I knew that I had an end destination, I would choose that end destination and then I would try to find a different way that I had never been before to get to that destination. So I would take roads that I had never taken before, I would go down different places, and while sometimes it did lead to dead ends, most of the time I was able to find a road that was very different than what I had seen before. It was off of the highway, it was a back road that allowed me to explore a different area. So overall, this one answer gives you a lot of options that allows you to see many different places. Since weekend trips are not available to everyone, whether it's for time or expense reasons, one of the more cheaper options would be number 2, having a picnic. Now, while this may seem not the most adventurous thing, it's a pretty great idea to get you out of the normal routine, because you will have to pack a lunch and prepare it and go to a place that you probably don't go pretty often. Whether you are alone or with family, you're gonna see things that you may not see every single day, and you're gonna appreciate things in your environment that are different than what you are normally exposed to. Number 3, geocaching. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I am a fan of geocaching. I love to go geocaching everywhere that I go, whether I'm in one location for a long period of time or while I'm on the road and traveling. If you're not familiar with geocaching, you can learn more about it at geocaching.com, and no, this is not sponsored. But essentially, it's like a worldwide treasure hunt. But the best part about it is that all of the caches are run by people who have to live near the cache. So it's usually, each cache is maintained by a local, which means you end up finding a lot of places that are not touristy advertised places, but are places that locals like to hang out or like to go. This has allowed me to find a lot of unique locations that I didn't even know existed in my hometown where I grew up. I love geocaching. It gets me out of the house, it gets me doing something fun, and it also is like a mind game, a puzzle that you have to solve. So it works that creative or adventurous spirit that you have, that you want to figure things out and do things and see new things. Number 4 is research something local. Now, I know that may sound kind of silly, but if there's a building or a bridge or a sculpture or something that you see or pass by every single day that has interested you but you don't know much about it, look into see who the artist was that created this, and look into why this was put there, whether it was a building that was constructed with a particular purpose or whatever. If it was a sculpture, why was that sculpture put there? Is it just for decoration? Is it a monument? What is the story behind it? This relates back to exploration and travel, because once you start to research and look into this object or building or whatever it may be, you start to learn new things. And learning also feeds the travel bug, because you are seeing something in a new way, which is a lot of the reasons why people enjoy traveling, because you're seeing something you've never seen before, or you're seeing something you've seen before, but it's different than how you've imagined it or pictured it or experienced it before. 5. Take a class. Chances are you don't know everything. Pick something out of your comfort zone and take a class. Cooking, painting, yoga, Pilates, mechanics, woodworking, something that you have never experienced before. Taking a class and experiencing something new allows you to feed that adventurous spirit because you are exploring new options and new fields of things that are available, or possibilities and things that you can create and do with your life. Most adventurous people are people who like to learn new things or see new things. And so when you're taking a class in something you've never done before, you are experiencing something for the first time, and it's exciting and it's new. Number 6. Now this may seem kind of simple, but for some people it's not, and that is to visit your local tourist office. You might be surprised by how many interesting places are nearby or in your own town that you didn't even know about. Visiting your local tourist office will help you to find things that are nearby to do that maybe you didn't even know existed, or maybe you did but you haven't checked them out because you live here and you can check them out anytime, you'll get to it someday. That might not always be the case, but it's worth checking out just in case. Number 7. Visit museums. When you go to a museum, you are typically learning something new or experiencing something you may not have experienced before. Even if you have gone to the museum before, most museums have traveling exhibits, or they've updated their current exhibits to keep members coming back. It's worth a visit to go to a museum and maybe see and experience things that you haven't before, because this will help to feed your learning and adventure. 8. A big part of traveling is trying something new. So when you go to a different restaurant, or you go to the same restaurant and you order something different than you've ever ordered before, you will remember that experience, and it'll help feed your travel bug because you're exploring something different than what you've previously experienced. If you're more of a home cook, you can try a recipe for a dish of a different culture. This not only gives you the experience of making something new and different, but also getting to enjoy it as well. 9. That's not 9. 9. Camping is another option with a lot of options. You can camp close to home in your backyard if you don't have a lot of money, and the experience will probably still be enough to feed that adventurous, explorative goal because it's something different than what you experience every single day. Or you can go someplace new. Take a weekend trip, go camping. Not only are you getting to a different location, but you're getting to something that is different than what you do every single day, which is probably sleeping in a bed. When you sleep in a tent, it changes your perspectives or your typical lifestyle. And most importantly is number 10. Now this is the best way that I keep myself from getting used to a location or getting comfortable and keep my travel bug alive, and that is by paying attention to the small things. Now, that may seem like it has nothing to do with traveling, but it actually has a lot to do with traveling. When you go to a new location, you usually see and experience things that you have never seen and experienced before. I know I've said that a lot, so you probably get that by now. But what I haven't talked about is when you stay in one location, you typically start to put your blinders on, and you don't really see all the little changes. You may not notice things that a newcomer will see because they are so amazed by what they're seeing. When you pay attention to the little things, even going to your cafe that you always go to get your coffee at can be a new and different and interesting experience and allow you to explore things in a different way. Whether it's paying attention to your baristas, whether it's noticing different customers and what they order, whether it's noticing little changes in the environment, like looking out the window and seeing different cars, or noticing little architectural details on buildings. The little things allow you to explore and get that feeling that you're exploring. Feeding that travel bug, honestly, is really more about a change in your attitude than it is about going to exotic destinations. Now, while these exotic destinations are amazing and awesome and totally worth all of the hard work and money that it takes to get there, you can still explore and be happy in a single environment when you are bitten by the travel bug. So that's it for me this week. I hope that this helped you at least a little bit to get a different perspective on feeding that travel bug and on exploring and enjoying being in one location for an extended period of time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. It helps to keep me making more videos. See you next week, and remember to live, love, and travel on. Bye! I'm getting really cold. This is really cool, so I don't think you can tell